Rover! It took you so long. What gives? Was our magistrate a chatterbox? So Madam Magistrate's not in the city hall. It sure is.
是些. The increasing tacit fields, uncannily powerful tacit discords, and now, our magistrate's absence.
Plus, the mysterious Rover.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, we've reported to the City Hall, the Ministry of War, and the Academy. We've done everything we can so far. I mean, this is one long, and we're talking about Jinzhou of all places. It's never actually been safe here over the past thousands of years. We've made it through all those TD outbreaks anyway. We can always trust General Ji Yan, Madam Magistrate, and our Sentinel to have our backs. We're not ones to mess with.
Well said. Do you have any plans, Rover?
Fair point. A 3-day vacation it is. Let's go chill out then. We'll figure out the tokens when we have the chance. Ooh, reminds me of the tokens of love in those stories. It sounds like you're off to a secret date or something. What is our magistrate planning to do with these token puzzles? A soulmate?
So, Madam Magistrate left some hidden clues in her tokens. Clues that only the right person would be able to decipher. But Rover has lost all memories and would likely forget any kind of decryption method they agreed on. It doesn't quite make sense. Or maybe she is trying to make Rover notice something else. Rover, do you mind if we have a look at the tokens?
So, what's so special about them?
It seems like a miniature sundial. On this sundial, time seems to be represented by the 12 earthly branches drawn on the outer ring of its surface, and its inner ring shows the 4 symbols, each representing one cardinal direction. These are the 4 famous auspicious beasts in Huanglong's folklore. They are believed to protect people from all 4 directions under heaven. Generally, the teal long represents the east, the white tiger stands for the west, the vermilion bird stands for the south, and finally, we have the black tortoise for the north. It seems this sundial is supposed to show both time and direction. But how can it work when there is not a compass attached? Not to mention, the lack of sunlight basically renders it useless.
Ugh, that requires way too much brain power. A candy? Oh, I've had these when I was a kid. I think they were called sugar pearls, but I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Went out of trend, maybe.
It reminds me of my childhood. I still remember the taste. It was so sweet. I was really scared of getting my flu shots when I was little. And sometimes the nurse lady would hand out candies like this as a prize for being good. But what does it mean as a token?
The color of this leaf seems a bit odd. Can't tell what tree it is.
I think I can feel something from it. too faint. Maybe it was just my imagination. Sorry. I can't tell what kind of tree this leaf belongs to either. This is a mangosteen fruit. Mangosteens are not native to Zhengzhou. They are usually imported by boat. I think we can find more mangosteens being sold at the nearby markets. They're not always available for purchase, though. The frequent tacit discord outbreaks can disrupt transportation and cause shortages. The Midnight Rangers have greatly improved the situation in recent years, but still. So Zhixia and I share similar childhood memories of the Sugar Pearl. Do you remember it too, Rover?
When it comes to candies, no one knows them better than the kids of Jinzhou. All right, Baijia's still waiting for us at the academy. I don't have candy like that. But I got this. It's really good. You can have one. Madam Magistrate said we should be nice to every guest. There's still some distance to the Huaxiu Academy. Let's see who reaches there faster. Yang Yang just installed some apps for you, remember? Just look for the one that's called Utilities on the terminal. See? Just open the See? See? Just open the utilities, select the grapple, and there you go. If you want to be a hero like the Jinzhou Speedster, you gotta master the grapple. Come on, give it a shot, Rover. Wait a sec, someone's looking for me. Yeah? What? When did he disappear? Don't worry, it's all right. I'll be right there. Duty calls. Oops, almost forgot. Can't be late. Sorry, Rover, Yang Yang. I've got to head off for my shift. I'll join you right after I'm done, all right? If you need me, just shout my name. And I, the Jinzhou Speedster, will be there in a sec. Stop! Don't call me that. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys okay on your own? Give me a heads up when there's any updates.
Sure, go do your thing. Don't worry, I'm staying with him. Rover, let's go inside. Replied to my message. She's probably busy in her lab. Over there must be Mr. Mortefi from the Department of Safety. Bye Baizhi once mentioned him before. He might be able to help us get in touch with Baizhi, but, it seems we've caught him at a bad time.
The previous prototype almost met all our needs, but we're wondering if you can further. The previous prototype almost met all our needs, but we're wondering if you can further optimize. The previous prototype almost met all.
Anyway, let's try asking him, shall we?
What? You need something?
Mr. Mortifi, please pardon our intrusion. We are friends of Baizhi, and we're here to look for her.
I see. I hope I didn't cause any offense earlier.
Not at all. It was us who bothered you.
Baizhi should be in the data analysis room. I'll go tell her you're here.
Thank you, sir. This is Mortifi, a renowned figure in the Department of Safety. He was born in the new Federation, and he joined the Huashu Academy a few years ago. I heard his talent is truly impressive. People say he's a bit scary at first glance, but he's actually quite kind-hearted once you get to know him. Shixia told me he's quite popular with the kids. Children have been pestering him for all kinds of fancy toys, and he's always open to their requests.
Here you are. The data we collected in the Gorges of Spirits has been submitted for analysis, and we'll have the results today. I have the equipment for your physical examinations ready too. Any discoveries during your trip to the City Hall?
What do you think, Baizhi?
I have a hypothesis about the sugar pearl, but I need to verify it first. If possible, I recommend conducting non-destructive tests of all these tokens you have. Data is always straightforward. The first 3 tokens can be tested at my branch's laboratory. This miniature sundial will require radiographic testing, though. To access the necessary equipment, we'll need to file a request with one of the Tacitite Studies related branches. Yes, Mortifi is the branch of Tacitite Weaponry's head within the Department of Safety. One moment, please.
Give me the items to be tested. Anything else you need me to know, you can let me know now. You may retrieve your items in 20 minutes, and the analysis report will be ready 5 minutes after that. Take a right, and you'll find me in the testing room. This one looks like the early handiwork of someone I know. It's lightweight, and its design differs from that of the typical sundial. And it appears to be missing a part. See? There's a groove here.
It will take some time before the results are ready. If you have other matters to take care of, you should go ahead. I'll let you know once we have the results.
Shall we wait here at the academy, Rover?
Sure you can. But don't forget your physical examination. I'll see you in a while for that. have the equipment ready. I'll need to check your health status and see if there are any unusual fluctuations. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Do you have any questions before we begin? Apart from the ancient legend Yang Yang mentioned earlier, I've never heard of anything like this. But if we look at it another way, we might finally be able to verify said legend once we figure out what really happened with your body. Now let's begin, if you're ready. Can you try to manifest the Crownless's frequency without using your terminal? I am not seeing the Crownless's data in your terminal. So it was indeed absorbed into your body. The Crownless's frequency energy was consumed by your body, leaving no trace behind. But how did you manage to do that? It's as though there's another mechanism within your body capable of absorbing frequency energy. I can't say without sufficient data. To put it simply, it seems there is another dimension or a creature hiding inside your body. I use that as a metaphor to express my speculation. If such a thing existed within you, scientists would be eagerly seeking to understand it. There are so many mysteries about you worth exploring. It seems we need a simulated combat to figure out what happened in your body. Please hold your terminal tight and stay still. Academy's simulated training ground. Don't worry, Yang Yang and I will assist you. Please fight the simulated tacit discords like you normally would.
One with the sounds.
Synchronization.
Administering first aid. Disperse. One with the sounds.
As Yotam had previously detected, your bodily functions are in good condition, and you're being entirely unaffected by the Crownless's energy. Now, we'll temporarily boost your resonance ability for further testing.
Swift and resolute.
Not the slightest fluctuation in your frequency energy. So, it was not your resonance ability either. To fully test your potential.
Let me be your blade. Speeding up.
Deference!
We have gathered all the data we need. The test is ending soon. Rover, you can find the exit straight up ahead.
Rover, can you hear me? Hello?
The comm line is dead. Something's wrong. Gotta be cautious. Now, where is the exit? I'm back to the same spot again. And this moon. What is happening? Are those tacit discords?
Rover! Thank goodness. You're awake, Baiji. What happened just now? The connection was suddenly cut off.
Rover, do you still remember what you saw? Can you give us some more details? An enormous moon looming above you. Now, this reminds me of the unusual sightings that supposedly happened during a past war. This is the first time we've run into anything like this since we put the training ground into use. The sonorosphere captures everything that once happened in a specific time and place, be it good or bad. We built this simulated training ground after the structure of sonorospheres. Our goal was to extract pure remnant energy with the simulated sonorosphere. Your arrival may have revived the abnormal frequencies we accidentally captured. Remnant energy sometimes gives rise to memory manifestations of sentient beings. You may have encountered one such manifestation. I suspect it could have something to do with your unconscious mind. Such anomalies could have been hiding in the simulation, and they resonated with your subconscious. Or perhaps they were lifted from your subconscious in the first place. I'm afraid I can't give you a conclusion yet. Not until we've run a thorough analysis on the data collected. I'll also check the simulated sonorosphere again to see what on earth happened to it. In terms of bodily functions, you seem to be in perfect health. In fact, all the data look quite good. But if you feel anything unusual, please come find me anytime.
I am Baizhi, a researcher at the Huashu Academy. Let me witness where this encounter will take us.
Yotan and I will ensure your safety.
Here's your sundial, intact as it was.
Mr. Mortefi, can we have the test results?
Simply put, it's hollow. Here, try tapping on it. It sounds different from a solid object. It's not just a timekeeping tool. It's an intricate mortise and tenon puzzle box. This sundial is hollow with an inner compartment. We scanned it, and there's a small paper scroll inside. However, it's missing a crucial component. We should be able to spin the wheels on the sundial once the right component is installed. I have some basic knowledge, but there is someone else who is more knowledgeable in automata mechanics than I am. It wouldn't have taken me this long if we were dealing with tacitite weapons. Install the missing part, then rotate the wheels to their correct positions, and you should be able to solve the puzzle and access the paper scroll. However, I still have no idea what the missing component should look like. Well, that's a no-brainer indeed. We could certainly give it a try. If you're fine with the paper scroll being destroyed by its protective mechanism, that is. One moment. I have an incoming call. What is it? You certainly are well informed. It's indeed beautiful data. Good taste. Well, since you've put it that way...
Rover, Mr. Mortefi's expression seems to have softened, don't you think? We haven't even asked him to help us with assembling. It looks like Mr. Mortefi needs more time. Maybe we should give him some space to concentrate. Rover, let's come back later, shall we? Storm, hear my command! Speeding up.
Yes, of course. I've already noticed all that you mentioned. Indeed, you just pointed out a blind spot in my thinking. Your workshop? That hellish place? Stop sweet-talking me. I get it. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Let's get back to the sundial. It's a mortise and tenon-based puzzle box. The missing component in the middle needs to fulfill two entirely different structural requirements at the same time. Considering its entire structure, this component needs an automatic buckle that goes down on top of an embedded pointer. I'll drop a design for you. The parts you'll need can be found in Jiang Li's workshop. I've already informed him about it. You'll only need to go fetch the parts in his place. He keeps a box full of them.
Mr. Mortefi? Is that the person you were talking to earlier? Mr. Jiang Li?
Yes. It doesn't take me much effort to figure out this little sundial here. He's the expert in automata mechanics I mentioned earlier. The only principal investigator we...
mentally prepared myself for the worst, but though it is a bit hard to figure out where we should start. Rover? Please don't touch that. It's dangerous. Rover! This should be it. It's quite a box full. Let's go back and show it to Mr. Mortivy. Mr. Mortivy, we found the parts.
Good. Bring it to me.
The test results are in. The mangosteen is just an ordinary fruit. It's suitable for regular consumption. We found nothing unusual about it. From the purple leaf you presented, I detected subtle fluctuations in tacit discord's frequency from two distinct sources, but they were overlapping and difficult to distinguish. This is a rare occurrence. The scattered nature of these fluctuations rules out the possibility of them being left behind through contact. This is not an ordinary leaf, but it doesn't seem to be a tacit discord either. Based on the data we gathered, I believe it was sampled from an area struck with the wave-worn phenomena.
Yes, the anomalies that occurred after the lament, including the formation of tacit fields, etheric sea, retroact rain, and gravity loss. These are collectively called the wave-worn phenomena, and the lament was the start of it all.
As for the sugar pearl, it has been determined to be a type of oral vaccine. This sugar pearl expired over 20 years ago. The low-temperature storage life for this vaccine is about 2 years.
A 20-year-old vaccine. Could it be related to the children's epidemic in Zhengzhou 2 decades ago?
The archives in the Academy should have information on the sugar pearl. The archives here are organized in a unique way. You can start by searching the keywords at the lobby terminal.
Mr. Mortivy?
The missing pointer has been installed, and now the sundial should be complete.
So, the discs are rotatable now?
Yes. Align the correct markers with the pointer we just installed, and then you should be able to open it.
The earthly branches and 4 symbols. These symbols are related to the sexagenary cycle. It's an intricate way of recording time in Huanglong. Nowadays, it is mainly reserved for calendars, numerology, and indexing, but it's falling out of daily use now. What kind of information could it represent?
It's the filing system. Most of Huanglong's libraries and databases still use this method to organize their archives, namely the Grand Libraries. The Academy's public archives are organized in this manner too.
I found it. It's located on the way shelf. Mao Cheng Si Wu Wei. Grover, it's here. There are 2 photos here. If I remember correctly, Zhenzhou was established during a year of Wei, several cycles ago. The Zhenzhou City Hall and Huashu Academy were built in the same year. The Gorges of Spirits battle sparked Zhenzhou's found and the formidable tacit discord described here. I believe it is the Crownless. Rover, about the sugar pearl. Life has never been easy after the lament, but I still remember that the battle against that epidemic in Zhenzhou was words are not enough to convey how desperate people must have felt. They resorted to self-experimentation with a newly developed vaccine, risking everything for a chance. If they failed, we owe our presence here to those who came before us. It's important to remember their sacrifices. If the sugar pearl points to the information and reports we have just read, what is Madam Magistrate trying to convey? Is it related to your past? Or is it... Are you saying that the information contained in the sugar pearl doesn't directly point to your identity? Rover, about the sugar pearl. Zhenzhou was the most recent city established, and the Battle of Gorges of Spirits was the catalyst to The Crownless is a tacit discord that embodies war itself. The hatred of the fallen warriors with the limited information available. Some researchers have... When it comes to the Threnodian, there is a lot to tell. For now, think of it this way. According to the reports, the Crownless is very similar to the Our Sentinel, Jue, manifested before Rover, about the sugar pearl. What do you think, Rover? I've only seen our magistrate once at the appointment ceremony, but her policies have proven it. Some believe that the remarkably far-sighted and profound decisions were actually devised by Counselor Changli due to the young age of the magistrate. Lady Changli is our magistrate's advisor and former teacher. She once held a high position. I've also heard rumors painting her as a cunning manipulator rather than a loyal servant.
Let's look back on what we've gathered so far. Our clues point to the sugar pearl as a key in solving the sundial's puzzle. Simply put, one token can lead to multiple targets, and one target may hold several pieces of information. We both had a reason for meeting. The magistrate had information to share, while I had... However, her tokens contain both what she wants to tell me and what I want to ask her, making it seem like she is complicating matters. Maybe she was running out of time. That's why she could only offer us scraps of the puzzle, instead of actually putting it together. Or perhaps she's indeed a master strategist, leaving breadcrumbs for us to follow. The initial clues may simply be a test to... In other words, there are people who need to be misled. It seems there may be hidden dangers lurking in Zhenzhou. If it were you, Yang Yang, what would you do to make sure the recipient gets what you mean?
I would emphasize my true message by repeating it again and again.
I'm back! I'm back! Finally done with my patrol. How's it going, Rover? Feeling spry as ever?
Baiju said he is in great health. No issues to report. We made some progress in investigating the tokens, too.
Nothing special. A typical patrol. Well, Uncle Chang's cat climbed a tree, and on its way down, it landed on Uncle Chempi's head, causing him to take a tumble. Some dogs kept barking and have been scaring the passers-by, so I went there to calm them down. I received a report about someone going missing. I just logged the case and talked to the person who reported it. You're not the one they're searching for, though. Anyhow, I need to visit the person who reported the case tomorrow. Oh, I also tried searching for Rover's terminal number, but the system came up with nothing. The latest record was from today when I took Rover for registration. That's pretty much the update for now. Huh? Are you not going to investigate the tokens? All right, I still owe you a meal. The night markets are closed, though. Let's grab breakfast at Panhua's restaurant tomorrow before my shift. Meet you guys there in the morning. Be there or be square. Time to hit the hay, obviously. Don't tell me you're planning on some nightly activities. Then you'll feel right at home with the Midnight Rangers. Or more like the Midnight Danger.
Do you have a place to stay, Rover?
Talk about hospitality. Boy, I wonder what it's like to live in the City Hall. All right, enough chatter or the sun's gonna come up. Let's get Rover back to the City Hall, and we'll leave the rest till tomorrow. Mrs. Panhua, good morning. 3 bowls of extra spicy noodles, please. What did I tell ya? Nothing beats a bowl of spicy noodles in the morning.
What do you say, Rover?
Looks like Baiju's locked herself in the lab again. Hasn't left since yesterday. Bet we won't see her till she's done with her research. No, wait. Since you're the subject of that research, we could use you as bait to lure her out. We can tie you up at the Academy's entrance, and with just a few tugs of the rope, I bet every researcher will come running at you with Baiju leading the pack. Hook, line, and sinker. In case of an emergency, Rover, roll out! By the way, now that we figured out the sugar pearl and the sundial, all that's left is that weird leaf and run-of-the-mill mangosteen, right? So it only took us one trip to the academy to solve half of our problems. Either Rover's really smart, or Madam Magistrate was gonna make it easy for us to begin with.
What's our next plan of action, Rover?
As for the mangosteen, we got people selling these at the market nearby. We might find some clues there.
Mangosteens are not from Jinzhou. These fruits are usually brought in by boat. Should we start from the harbor? Do you think the token is guiding us outside the city?
That's the spirit. Been beating my brain up until now. It's time to get these joints cracking for a change. Whoa! She's fast! She's furious! She's a TD killing machine!
Oh, please stop it, you two.
It's a no-go for me if you're leaving the city. My shift's coming up. Protect Rover well, and shoot me a message if you need anything, all right, Yang Yang? I believe in ya!
Without a doubt. resonators can boost our combat abilities with special items. Our echoes can use them too. If you feel like it, head to Instructor Yan at the training camp for extra practice and to get these enhancement items. Speeding up.
Yang Yang, did you hear that? Is that someone crying and wailing?
That should be the Midnight Range's training camp. Let's not worry about it, Shisia. Instructor Yan is in charge of training new recruits. I heard he's pretty tough, but I think Rover can handle anything he throws at her.
I sense your weakness.
Precipitant synchronization.
Hey, ha! Hey, ha!
Let me be your blade.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance. Strike from the shadows.
Deference. Synchronization. Defense at the city gate has been strengthened. Defense at the city gate has been strengthened. It wasn't like this when we came back.
Access pass is required if you're heading to the Norfall Barrens. That place is now off limits. What is your business, young lady? It's my third shift and you're still here.
Oh, you must be the soldier on duty at noon yesterday. Nice to see you again. I'm a resonator and a trained martial artist. I can handle myself. Please, I need to go look for someone. I've promised the missing man's grandfather to bring him back. Would you let me through?
Be that as it may, I cannot let you, given the current circumstances. My apologies.
Well, everything seems fine in the city. Are things really that bad on the front lines?
That's why we must stay vigilant, so people in the city can go on peacefully with their lives. Besides, General Jian is currently there at the Norfall Barrens base. Danger, we have already sent a report on your case. You could just go home and wait for the good news. What's the point of staying here?
Thank you, but I have already asked the patrol station for help and tried every method I could think of. Please let me through. I promised him, so I gotta give it my all. I understand your concern. I don't want to be a bother. Would it help if I hid my presence and stayed somewhere further away? How about 5 miles? Or maybe 100? Well, 1,000 might be too far, though. I wouldn't be able to see you clearly.
Listen, nobody knows when the soldiers will return, and even if they do, you might not find the one you seek. It's a dangerous road ahead if you want to reach the front lines, and you don't even have an access pass. Your access pass has been verified. Just you two?
Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. I intend to leave the city with them, and they have agreed. Will it be an issue for you?
Well, it says you have the highest level of access, so no procedural issues here. Honestly, she could lead an entire troop out of the city with that access pass, and no one would question it.
Sure. So you're looking for the relative of a veteran, and you believe he's in the Midnight Rangers camp in Deseret Highland? Mm-hmm, exactly. His name is Jae-yuan. I don't know him in person. On my way down the mountain, I ran into his grandfather who was looking for his grandson on his own but ended up lost. I couldn't just leave an elderly person like him out there. So I thought I'd escort him to the nearest city and make further plans once we're safe. You're willing to go to such lengths with someone you don't know. You have a kind soul, Master Jianxing. It's all thanks to many kind-hearted people. Without them, Mr. Zhongye and I wouldn't have made it to Jinzhou. Mr. Zhongye seemed confused. He's gone through a lot searching for his enlistment. I reported his situation to the patrol station, but with the chaos on the front line, this mangosteen? It's got some fresh-looking leaves, soft, springy skin, and 8 fleshy segments fully ripened inside. It looks like a nice fruit. One more thing I forgot to mention. There's a bruise at the bottom. If you don't eat that part soon, it'll spoil. I grew up in my sect on a mountain. Spent most of my time training with my masters. One day, I was told training in seclusion was not enough. I must engage with the world to further my skills, so I started my self-cultivating journey. I've been to various cities and gained valuable lessons, but there is still so much more to learn. According to what I've gathered, Mr. Zhang Ye's grandson is very likely in the desert. Thanks to your help, I can finally leave the city to find him. Of course.
Precipitance! Precipitance!
Greetings, Rover. I will escort you for the time being.
Conception.
Precipitance!
Synchronization. This is the answer to our endeavor. Speeding up. Storm, hear my command.
You don't look like soldiers. Why are you here? The frontliners are right up ahead.
I am Yang Yang, an outrider of the Midnight Rangers.
I'm missing the one you're looking for. Is he an average person? Not a resident?
Yes. Have you seen him?
I met him once. He's not officially enlisted, but he seemed determined to join us. I think a quartermaster of the rear guards escorted him away, so if he's not in the city, he must be in the rear guards camp. He can't be anywhere else. The actual front lines are right up ahead, and we, the Midnight Rangers, would never allow
Thank you.
Now, if you're heading that way, I have a request for you, my outrider comrade. On your way there, you should run into 2 detection beacons.
Sure.
Great. I'll send the coordinates to your terminal.
Speeding up.
Is that the beacon? Why are there so many people?
They don't look like soldiers.
Greetings. What might interest you here? It's dangerous.
Nothing really. You see, we're just on our way south to the city.
Excuse me, about this detection beacon.
Run, everyone!
I can't move. So hungry.
Oh, please don't arrest us! We really had no choice.
What happened? Do you need help?
The battles are getting real bad up north, and we couldn't live there anymore. Figured we have to go back to the city. We ain't eaten in ages, and we're broke. Some of us can barely move, because we're so damn hungry. Then we found some expensive-looking stuff here. Now that the military's out there fighting and nobody's really using these things, we thought it might get us a few pennies.
A damage detection beacon might result in a sudden TD invasion from the direction it covers. Our frontline troops would face attacks from both sides. Have you thought about the consequences?
We ain't got the time for that. If we don't steal, we'd starve to death before the tacit discords kill us.
You shouldn't be stealing public property. Please, return the parts.
There's still some distance from here to Jinzhou City. Here, you can have my flatbreads. Oh, and here's some money. This should be enough for you to reach the city.
You're giving us all of these? Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, you! Come over and say thank you before you eat.
It was nothing. Master once told me, the sage takes care of all men and abandons none.
Watch out!
A tough lot, ain't ya?
Just helped you. Why did you attack us?
You're not feeding us all with your bread and pennies. Hand over your goods and grub, or face the consequences. We ain't messing no kids. Test our patience. Just do as you're told. Don't make it tough on yourselves, or you'll be lucky to leave in one piece.
I will not bend to injustice. Rover, Yang Yang, please, step back.
We're begging you! Stop! We surrender! Take us in!
Why did you attack us when I already gave you food and fun? Do you have other mouths to feed aside?
They seem trained. These are not ordinary people.
Of course we're ordinary people. We just joined the exiles recently. We done some wrongs. I tried to run from the patrollers and left the city, but...
Then we ran out of food and cash. We ain't got the balls to rob the army. But with stuff just sitting around. Well, hey, since you're being so generous, how about you throw a little extra cash our way? There's a bunch of us. Some injured, too.
Wait. What I gave them was enough for them to make it to Jinzhou, even when they are so many. I used to travel alone when I left my master. I know how much it takes for someone...
Hey, what's wrong with you, girlie? It won't hurt to give us more.
Pain comes with coveting. He who knows he has enough is rich.
You don't understand, girl. You don't make money very easily at a time like this. If we can't find...
I came from a seclusive place, learning the ways of the world from scratch. If you really can't find any job in the city, come to Liuxian...
Fine. We'll go. Hurry, move, let's get out of here. I'm not listening to this lecture anymore.
No, I wasn't trying to... Wait. Please put that down.
Quite the sharp eye you got. Fine, here you go.
Is this the only detection beacon you messed with?
Heck yeah. The first one we were trying to steal and you bumped right into it.
Really? Then why does that one over there seem broken too?
That ain't got nothing to do with us. It's been that way for ages. Plus, we ain't ever reaching it with all those thorns.
I see. You may leave now. The military's base is not far from here. Shall we fix the beacons before going?